Rewriting Dragon Ball Super Part 2. This saga is the one that I wanted to rewrite the most because to me it had the most potential and was the biggest letdown. So let's do it. Goku Black Saga. Here we go. Returning from the Universe 6 tournament, the older generation wants to test the younger generation. So at Capsule Corp, they create a hologram version of the Super Perfect Cell when he returned from self-destruction to battle against Gohan. And they have Kaba, Khalifa, Frost, Goten, and Trunks all fight at full power against this hologram, and all of them get destroyed by him. Gauging where they're all at, each one of the masters takes their students off to go train. Piccolo takes Frost to train with him, Goku trains Goten and Khalifa, and Vegeta trains Trunks and Kaba. If they had in the anime, you could probably do some filler arcs with the training and more character development, but for this case, we're going to skip over it. The kids are going to return from their training. The first up is going to be Frost fighting Super Perfect Cell. Frost is going to end up defeating Super Perfect Cell. Then it's going to be Goten and Trunks. They're all going to defeat him the same way. Kaba the same way after they go Super Saiyan. The only one left is going to be Khalifa. Now, Khalifa is going to struggle against Super Perfect Cell because she cannot transform into Super Saiyan. During a tense moment of struggle during the fight, Super Perfect Cell looks like he's going to almost beat Khalifa to death. Piccolo wants to jump in and save her life, but Goku stops him and says she has to do this in order to transform because Super Saiyan comes from a need, not a want. So Khalifa, at her lowest moment, is able to transform and defeat Super Perfect Cell. Now, all the masters kind of argue with each other because Piccolo says Frost easily won because he didn't have to transform. Vegeta says both of his students are able to do it. He has 2 for 1. And then Goku argues that Khalifa was way better and Goten is too. During the argument with the older generation, the time machine appears in front of everybody at Capsule Corp. Everybody is shocked, especially when future Trunks falls out. Trunks, the version of himself in this current timeline, is especially shocked at this. And I prefer Trunks to look like he did at BoJack Unbound, because he looked like a skinny wimp in the original version, so we're going to give him some extra beefcake to him. Future Trunks is going to be 27 in this. It's been 4 years since he killed Imperfect Cell. Just as Trunks appears, Beerus and Whis do as well. Bulma examines the time machine and sees that it's almost destroyed and on empty. There's no way of fixing it currently. Whis and Beerus are incredibly angry at the Z-Warriors and demand that Piccolo, Vegeta, and Goku come with them to try to fix the time loop and send Trunks back to his original time. They all argue and try to say that they need to help Trunks, and they say they can have the younger generation go do it, and they all go with Beerus and Whis. The older generation of Z-Warriors, and with Beerus and Whis, go to the only man who has the ability to travel through time currently. That is Zamasu, as he is in his training to become a Supreme Kai with his master. He goes to get his time loop ring, but when he does, he sees that it's stolen. Beerus and Whis and the rest of the Z-Warriors are very skeptical and believe that he has something to do with this as well. Goku wants to fight Zamasu like he did in the show, except Zamasu is a much better fighter. Goku is able to defeat him, but only after he goes Super Saiyan 3. Bulma says she'll take care of future Trunks, so the younger generation decide to go to Korn's tower to get some sensu beans for him. As they do, and they come out of the tower, they see 2 evil Kai standing there. Now, these are normal Kais, not Supreme Kais, but they say that they are the evil versions of North Kai and South Kai. You're going to Kai Black for both of them. That works too. The younger generation joins together and fights against the evil Southern Kai. They're at a stalemate with each other. That is until Gohan arrives. Gohan arrives and he's able to defeat the Southern Kai by himself. The more powerful Northern Kai then steps in. He is a much more smaller man, but much more powerful than the former Southern Kai. Gohan is absolutely destroyed by him, as well as the younger generation. Piccolo, Goku, and Vegeta show up just in the nick of time to save them all. Piccolo says he'll fight the Northern Kai himself, takes off his gear, and absolutely destroys the man. Before Piccolo can land the final blow, though, he escapes using the time ring. Most people are pretty shocked at how powerful Piccolo has gotten, and even he says he's surprised himself with how far he's come with his training. Giving a sensus to everybody who has just fought, they return to Capsule Corp and give Trunks the last one. Trunks wakes up, and they all tell him that he has defeated the 2 enemies that were chasing after him. And Trunks is confused, and he said there was no 2 enemies, only one, and that was you, Goku. Trunks stands up and he punches Goku just like he did in the original show. The 2 have another fight, but Goku mentions that Trunks is even more powerful than him and Vegeta were during the Majin Buu saga. Goku wins the same, and then Trunks tells them about Deborah and the past that they had with the former Supreme Kai. And Beerus is shocked just as he was when they hear that Supreme Kai had died, and so Beerus in his timeline had also died. Gohan volunteers to get more sensu beans, as they don't know exactly what's going to happen next, and if this mysterious foe will return. But just after Gohan does, and Goku and Trunks have their fight, the black portal opens, and Goku Black steps out. As Goku Black appears, he holds the beaten Northern Kai and destroys him with a ki blast. Goku Black looks at Vegeta and Piccolo with absolute disgust, and then looks at himself and questions what could have been him. Goku volunteers to fight Goku Black first. Now, Goku goes through Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3. But just in his base, Goku Black destroys Goku. Finally, Goku turns Super Saiyan God and has the advantage of Goku Black. Goku Black then powers up his base form to its full power, and then takes the advantage once again on Goku. Goku decides that he has had enough, goes blue, and is able to take over the fight once again. Black then takes a step back, goes Super Saiyan, and one-shots Goku, knocking him out cold. The rest of the Z Warriors stand up to try to fight Goku Black, but stand absolutely no match to him. Future Trunks even breaks his sword. Goku Black then decides to gather enough energy to destroy them all. Beerus steps up and ponders to himself. Whis looks at him and simply says, "Remember the code." Beerus mumbles to himself. Vegeta stands up as him and Trunks are the only two people left conscious. Vegeta's angry as he's going to have to watch another world be destroyed. Trunks then tells him that Goku Black killed Bulma in his timeline. Vegeta, having enough, transforms into Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta at Super Saiyan Blue and Goku Black are even. Gohan returns with the Sensu beans, and Goku Black stops as he's staring at Gohan. Vegeta takes advantage of the situation and punches Goku Black right in the face. Goku Black is then pulled into the time loop. Future Trunks then tells all the Z-Warriors about what had happened in his timeline. Goku Black didn't completely destroy the city, though he was attacking him. Mai is carrying a very injured Trunks into the time machine. Future Trunks is still somewhat conscious, but not fully. They see Bulma distract whatever this dark figure is and engulf him, just as they did in the show. Mai becomes infuriated and shoots at Goku Black, and sends Trunks just off before he passes out in the time machine. Now, I really don't like Mai being in the original character that she was from Dragon Ball, but for the sake of the story and for simplicity, we'll just call her the same name, but we won't think of her as that same character. We'll think of her as a brand new character. Gohan and Bulma are going to work together to fix the time machine and even make it bigger so they can fit everyone in it to return to the future and help Trunks. Goku, Kalifa, Goten, Piccolo, and Frost all decide to train at Master Roshi's for the time being. Vegeta, Trunks, and Kaba and Future Trunks all go train at Supreme Kai's planet, as Future Trunks knows that very well. During the training, Future Trunks talks to his present timeline self. He tells him about his life and his experiences. This in turn changes present Trunks from being a very selfish character to much more humble and hardworking. Vegeta puts his royal crest on Future Trunks, present Trunks, and Kaba's uniforms, symbolizing that is his students. Goku does the same, putting the turtle symbol on Goten, Kalifa. 3 months later, the time machine is fixed, and all the Z Warriors have completed their training. Before he leaves, Supreme Kai gives Future Trunks a brand new Z sword and enter into the time machine, going to Future Trunks' timeline. Trunks is brought to tears when he sees Mai in the future, and Vegeta is even more angry once he sees Bulma's grave and vows revenge against Goku Black. Everyone is shocked when they see that Future Trunks and Mai also have a child together. While waiting for Goku Black to return, Gohan looks around at this future timeline and sees what his life could have been. He even goes to the grave of future Gohan to mourn what could have been him. At this time, too, he feels another presence as somebody lands behind him. Goku Black arrives with 2 evil Kais, the Western and the Eastern. Western and the Eastern fight the Z-Warriors with Piccolo and Goku, while Goku Black and Vegeta fight one-on-one once again. The two are vastly stronger than they were during their first fight, but are still even. Returning to Gohan, it is revealed that it's Zamasu is behind him. Zamasu then reveals his plan and what has happened with his past. That he is not the Zamasu from his timeline, but from future Trunks's. After the death of the Supreme Kai, he was chosen to take over his position. But when he did, a fear grew over him, a fear of death. And in this fear, he wanted to create his own utopia, where the Kais would live as gods. So to bring his plan to fruition, he would destroy the god of destruction in his timeline and take his power. Though that power is not as great as Beerus's, it increased his power dramatically. He tells Gohan that he is far superior to the Zamasu in his timeline, and that this will be over quickly. Going in for the punch, Gohan blocks him to the shock of Zamasu. Gohan reveals that he has been training in Vegeta's gravity chamber while he was working with Bulma. The Z-Warrior triumph over the Eastern and Western evil Kais. With that, they joined Vegeta to take on Goku Black. Goku Black then decides to take a step back from his even fight with Vegeta and transforms into Rose. As Goku Black transforms into Rose, everyone is shocked at the power of Goku Black. Even Gohan feels him from so far away. And in this distraction, Zamasu blasts Gohan. Vegeta stands up and he tells Goku Black that it doesn't matter how much more powerful he's gotten. He killed Bulma, and he will never forgive him for that. Charging in for the attack, Goku Black raises an eyebrow and is confused, but swipes away Vegeta as if he is a fly. The rest of the Z-Warriors fight Goku Black, while Vegeta tells Goku that they must fuse using the Batara earrings. Goku is shocked that Vegeta would ask him to do it, but agrees. When Vegeta and Goku fuse and make Vegeta blue, he is far more powerful than Goku Black. The two stop fighting as they look up and see Zamasu holding a half-alive Gohan. Much like Cooler did in his movie, he drops Gohan and blasts him. Goku Black is shocked by this and wants to rush after Gohan, but Zamasu appears behind him, and steals all of his power, leaving him a shell of himself. Zamasu then blasts Goku black and leaves him for dead. Ultimate Zamasu is born. He fights Vegito, but to a losing effort. Vegito charges up a final Kamehameha in order to kill him, but just before he lets loose the blast, Zamasu unleashes a technique which unfuses the two of them. Shocked, they say fusion is supposed to be permanent forever, but Zamasu explains that's only for the Kais, and that mortals have a time limit. Zamasu's technique merely sped up the time that was left. Zamasu then blasts the Potara earrings, destroying any attempt they would have in the future of fusing. Goku tells the other Z-Warriors to hold off Zamasu as he charges the Spirit Bomb. They do, and once Goku has completed the Spirit Bomb, he's about to throw it and kill Ultimate Zamasu, though he appears before Goku, kicks him in the face, knocking him out. Zamasu then stands up and proclaims himself the new god of this utopia. He also tells them of his plan, that he went to the current timeline of the Z-Warriors, took the Super Dragon Balls, and wished for immortality. Zamasu then reveals that it was he who killed Bulma, not Goku Black. Present timeline Trunks, against all logic, attacks Ultimate Zamasu in his base form. Zamasu swipes him away, and then charges up a Ki Blast in order to kill everybody. Once the blast is let off, Future Trunks feels like he's lost another future and lets go of all of his anger and turns into Super Saiyan Rage. Beerus shows up and creates an energy field protecting everyone from Ultimate Zamasu's Ki Blast. Future Trunks fights Ultimate Zamasu with the tenacity of a Tasmanian devil, but still isn't as strong as Ultimate Zamasu. Present timeline Zamasu shows up and goes to a wounded Goku Black, asking him if he was willing to fight for them. Goku Black agrees, and Zamasu gives him a bit of his energy. Together, present timeline Zamasu and Goku Black fight Ultimate Zamasu. The two Zamasus have a battle of ideologies with each other, going against Utopia and for it. As the three fight, Ultimate Zamasu charges up a sword and goes to stab his counterpart self, as he hates him because he was something better than he is. Goku Black shoves Zamasu out of the way and takes a stab right in his chest, falling to the ground motionless. Future Trunks now has absorbed the Spirit Bomb into a sword and charges after Ultimate Zamasu. Present timeline Zamasu holds his counterpart still using a technique, as Future Trunks slices him using the Spirit Sword. Ultimate Zamasu cannot obviously be killed, so in this scenario, all the power from him is being ripped out, leaving him with the power of only an infant child. Current timeline Zamasu is going to take him and put him in the imprisonment of the Kais. Whis heals all the Z-Warriors. They all go up to Goku Black, who has one last thing to say before he dies. Goku Black decides to tell them all his backstory and what had happened with him. Goku Black tells them that he is Goku, but from a different timeline, one much darker than his own. Zamasu had used a time ring to go back in time and catch Goku before he fell and hit his head. Goku ends up living his life very similar to the way he did in the original Dragon Ball. He kills Grandpa Gohan the same way. He fights Master Roshi in the finale of the 21st World Tournament. He has his tail removed by Master Roshi, but he ends up defeating him instead of losing to him. He destroys the Red Ribbon Army just as he did in the original show. He wins the 22nd World Tournament against Tien. He kills Demon King Piccolo. In the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, Goku fights Chi-Chi and agrees to marry her just like he did in the show. In the finale, Goku fights Piccolo Jr. once again just as he did at the end of Dragon Ball, except at this one, he kills Piccolo Jr. at the end. Kami also dies, which means there are no more Dragon Balls left in the normal timeline. And they go off and get married just as they did in the original show, and eventually have Gohan. Reddit shows up the same way, except Goku is able to kill him alone. He gets permission to train with King Kai from Kami, even though he is not dead. Goku trains with Krillin and everyone on the lookout during this time instead of with Piccolo. Goku kills Nappa and allows Krillin to kill Vegeta in the Saiyan saga. The Z-Warriors still travel to Namek to revive their lost friends. Frieza kills Krillin in the Namek saga just as he did in the original, and Goku goes Super Saiyan. When Goku arrives on Earth after the destruction of Namek, he's too late. He didn't learn instant transmission in this timeline. The Earth is left in flames, and Goku goes home and sees that Frieza has killed his family, Chi-Chi, Ox King, and Gohan. Goku goes into a rage and kills Frieza. In the flames of war, Zamasu shows up and offers Goku a chance to revive his lost family and to see Gohan again. Goku agrees. After telling everyone his backstory, Goku Black looks up, smiles when he sees Gohan, lets go, and dies, having his wish be fulfilled of seeing him one last time. The Z-Warriors are returned to the present timeline, and Future Trunks tells his goodbyes to everyone with Mai and their child. Bulma is especially elated at seeing the baby, and tells Vegeta that she wants another one. Zamasu is then offered the position of being Supreme Kai in Future Trunks' timeline. He refuses, saying that they already tried that and it didn't work, but after being told that he is a different version of himself, proved himself to be worthy of being of Supreme Kai, he agrees. Just as everybody is celebrating this great victory, the Grand Priest shows up. Not Zamasu. I hate Zamasu. That character is not going to be in this rewrite because I just despise him so much. But the Grand Priest is going to show up and tell Beerus to come with him as the royal guards arrest him.